Have you ever canoed down a babbling brook?
No, but I have cried at a Taco Bell.
Oh, same thing. Listen up, campers.
It's time to buckle up, pitch a tent, and take a hike.
Because Camp Counselors is a variety show.
So prepare for a good old-fashioned kumbaya,
Weird news,
hot gossip,
and scary stories around the campfire.
so spooky.
Is this podcast even about camping?
No, but it is camp. This is Camp Counselors.
Hey, happy campers.
Welcome back to Camp Shady Birch.
It is week 90 here at Camp Shady Birch. We've got 10 more weeks, so we're in the triple digits.
I know, I can't even freaking believe it. I also cannot believe that it's Pride Month already. A loud motorcycles going by with a rainbow flag. Thank you so much for celebrating, Biker Girl. So shout out to all our LGBTQIA plus campers out there and all of our ally audience. We celebrate you always. Are we doing anything for Pride Month this year?
It kind of snuck up on us because it was such a busy month last month. I don't think so, are we?
I don't know. I saw online, I have a friend that's in Asbury Park, New Jersey, on the boardwalk. I really want to go there, but their Pride was popping off.
Is that the one that the Duolingo owl was at?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
It looks like a hometown, like a smaller parade, and the Duolingo owl's just hanging out in the back of a pickup truck.
Wasn't the owl wearing a bathing suit?
Oh, yeah,
Like
wearing
a
a
bikini?
two-piece. Wearing a two-piece.
Yeah, their marketing team is absolutely insane.
They're fun.
I haven't been to a really good Pride in a couple years.
Last time I did a full-on Pride situation was, I think, 2012. I'm not even kidding. Fran Drescher was running the one in Philly, and it was my first and my only.
You've only been to a Pride one time 12 years ago?
Yeah.
We got to get you on the streets. We got you on a float or something.
I want to be on a float so bad.
Me too. I think I've talked about it on the show. I've only been on one float in my entire life, and it was so lame. And I was with a bunch of babies. You know, my aunt, I don't know. She was like, it was like a 4th of July float. And my aunt, like, she was like, oh, do you want to be on this float? And I was like, okay. We show up. It's literally a boat on a trailer.
Is it a Citibank ass?
I don't even
Open an account with us for a piece of candy.
It's so funny because I don't even remember what we were even what
You were advertising.
I have no idea.
You
but
fully endorsed it.
It was like a Ford F-150 towing a motorboat on a trailer, and we were all sitting in the boat. And I was probably like 14, like I was aging out for sure, like a little too old to be like with the kids.
Yeah, but you were having a last hurrah.
But all the kids were under 8. So there was
that's so annoying.
I know, it's so I was like trying to enjoy, but also feeling very stupid and insecure about it, and like passing people I went to middle school with because it was in Westport and I wasn't going to that school system anymore, but I still like remembered people. Yeah. And here I am throwing dum-dums and they're calling me a dum-dum. Like it just, I felt really silly.
Wait, was it a legit boat or was it like a paper mache
float
boat?
That's what the problem was. It was just a boat.
Oh, so like literally like they were on their way to the beach and you were
I feel like
a ride.
What they might have done was like throw a banner over the side that said like, you know, like Citibank, First National, like something like that. So stupid. No, but a Pride float would be really fun. I love Pride. The Pride I love is the Providence, Rhode Island. That's a really good one. We live in New York. I'm sure this Pride is popping. We didn't go last year. Maybe we'll go this year.
Yeah, I'd be down. I don't even know what date it is.
I don't know. But speaking of partying out with your yabos bouncing, there is a birthday party maybe about 4 cabins down from ours right now. It is so wild, so funny. Me and Jonathan went on a little walk today to get lunch, and we passed, and there's like, they're huffing and puffing, they're moving tables, they're tying balloons, there's streamers everywhere, and this looks like the party of a century, probably for a 10-year-old, and I am so freaking jealous. I want to be invited so bad.
I saw them lugging in 2 coolers and a giant, it looked like a chili pot. I'm like, well, what is in there? Let me sneak a peek. I said hello, and she was out of breath and seemed in good spirits. I was like,
yeah.
Hello, friendly neighbor. We are free later.
I know. So the thing is, Jonathan and I, we both have our birthdays in February. So we've always been very envious of anyone with a warm weather birthday. So if you don't think about that, that's because you probably already have a birthday in a good month.
And before we move on, also, I feel like the major complaint when we were younger was, oh, I don't get to have a school birthday. Well, I never got to have a pool party birthday. So there's that.
Yeah, I feel like why did you want a school birthday party if you were jealous of that? You had to invite everyone, even if you didn't like them, you just had to.
Yeah.
So lame. I don't care. I want to be like, I want my yabos out. I want to be by the pool. I want to be doing anything outside. I don't want to have to be like renting out a room at a bowling alley, which I had to do.
Or the Green Turtle.
That was a fun one. Actually, no regrets on that one.
We had it was called Leapin' Lizards. They closed down like even when I was young, but it was basically like a indoor play place that you would have at a fast food establishment, and sky tubes everywhere, the foam pits.
Oh yeah, those are fun.
They're fun, but I always had issues. It's so hard to get out of them. I always got foam in my eye. It was always something with me. It still is.
There was a really great it was like an off-brand Chuck E. Cheese. Is that what Leaping Lizards was?
Yeah, but there weren't like video games.
Oh, okay. Well,
it was just the play aspect.
There was one in Fall River, and I will not say the name of the place just in case I can get in trouble for saying it. But if you know, you know. There was a play. It was just like Chuck E. Cheese, you guys, but it was just a different name. And same kind of like setup and concept. And I think I had a birthday party there, or I went to a birthday party there, and I loved it. And they had a ball pit. That's really exciting. And then when you talk about ball pits now, people get really grossed out and like weird about it. They're always like, oh, there could be like a dirty diaper in there. But when I was in high school, the place was still open, and there was like a major like news article that came out about them that someone found needles.
What in the ball pit?
I know.
No.
Well, Fall River to Bedford can be rough, okay? Like, hey, I lived in New Bedford for 10 years, okay? I can say it. There was a tough, and it could be anywhere, truly. It doesn't matter. You don't have to generalize the city. But there was needles in there.
It's terrifying.
Terrifying.
Check your candy, kids.
And you know that wouldn't have happened? At a backyard pool. So that's why we're really limited by the winter birthday parties. I want to grill. I want an ice cream sundae. I want everyone to cheer for me while the Carvel ice cream cake comes out. You know what I mean?
I'll settle for a sprinkler. I'll run through a sprinkler for my birthday. Everybody come over. We're going to have grass all over us. Crazy Daisy. Remember Crazy Daisy? I loved those. It was so freezing, and I would always pretend it was more fun than it was. But what are you going to do?
Last year, we were at my friend Sarah's house, and she got a water slide from Aldi. That was $5.
Love that.
And remember you weren't there that day. You stayed home to edit. I went by myself. There was like, I don't know, it was like a $5 water slide. It was massive. The kids were going nuts on it. Like that's only something you can do at a summer birthday party.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have any like bad memories at a birthday party?
Well, it started out as a good memory, as I feel like they usually do. But there was my neighbor. I was like enemies with him one year, and then the next year we were like, hey, let's like settle the score. We're on the same bus. I feel like we have a lot in common. It's really just that my older brother and his older brother hated each other.
Oh.
So, did you have a situation like that where your brother hated someone and then you hated their brother?
No, but it sounds like the Montagues and the Capulets.
In retrospect, brutally like bullies. But I ended up being friends with one of them, at least for 2 years. So he had a birthday party and it was all fun and good. And then after that, we were all supposed to go home. So it's like a lot of the parents came, took most of the kids home. But there was a group of us who kind of lived close to each other. And this kid was like, hey, why don't we just like have a fun like sleepover? This was maybe 3rd grade, maybe 2nd grade. I was stoked. If there's a sleepover, count me in. So he had a punching bag in his basement, and everybody, including his older brother, who was a vicious bully, and he had his friends over too, and everybody was like acting all tough and punching the punching bag. So what do? I try to act all tough. I start punching the punching bag. I spray my wrist and really try not to cry in front of them. And his mom ended up calling my mom, and my mom was like, do you want me to come pick you up? I was like, no, I have to stay. Like, I literally have to stay. I don't even know if I sprained my wrist. I might have just been doing it for, like, complaining for the plot, because I was and still am sort of a pussy when it comes to pain situations like that. But I will say that one of the fun things about that night was the first time I ever stayed up the entire night, and he had the purple ketchup.
Oh, so they were freaks.
Yeah. It was a good time.
That's a boy mom if I've ever heard of one.
Yeah. Boy mom. Yeah. It was a terrible time later.
When you punch a punching bag like that, like if you're not like wrapped up and like ready, those can also just like scuff up your like, I don't know, knuckles really bad.
100%. I was in 2nd grade and I wasn't drinking milk, so my bones were brittle.
Yeah, but you need to compensate with that purple ketchup.
But then you know what happened after that? The following day, I think it was a Saturday birthday party. So yeah, so Sunday was the next day. And since I stayed up all night, I got super tired. I ended up sleeping the entire day into Monday. When I woke up Monday morning, I had one of the first and biggest panic attacks because I didn't do my homework over the weekend. And I woke up thinking I was like taking a nap and it was time to go to school. I was like, oh my God, I literally didn't do my homework. I remember freaking out and like crying and not being able to communicate to my dad what was wrong.
Yeah, I think sleep, like the staying up all nighter is severely overrated. It
Yeah.
never is worth it in the long run.
No, but at the time I had never done it. And to this day, I
Yeah.
haven't really done that again. Like I got my fix and I'm all good.
Yeah.
I need my sleep, even if it's only 3 hours a night.
I hear you.
But what about you?
The only story that comes to mind is my brother had a birthday party at a laser tag place, and they had like an arcade outside of it. It was like it was a big family fun center apparently, and it was the rock climbing wall was electric. I don't know if I've told this story in the podcast before. I don't know how to explain it.
I don't think you have, because I don't know if I know the story.
So it's a moving rock climbing wall. Think about like think about the size of like a projector screen that you would like
Okay.
pull down, and that's what you have to rock climb, and it like spins around in a circle. And if you fall behind like below the laser, which is like right above the ground, like you're out. You have to keep climbing as fast while it's moving,
Oh,
and it's like a rotating thing.
I've never seen that.
Oh my God, right now it sounds cool, and it was so cool back then. The problem was I'm not athletic, and it probably went like to get on it, you're like a foot off the ground, and then it probably goes up to like 10 feet, maybe 8 feet.
Oh my God, and it's like rotating upside down.
Yeah, so you have a good amount of room in between each laser because you can't go above the laser, you can't go below the laser. If you do, it beeps and it stops and you're done. And that's how it all works. So I wanted to do it so bad. And like my brother got to go first. All of his friends went. And like while they were doing another round of laser tag, like I was like, okay, I'm gonna set this one out and I'm gonna try by myself. And I do it, and I'm so bad at it. I'm like 30 seconds in and I fall. And I like hit my wrist so bad. Also thought I sprained my wrist.
Oh
Like
my God, Limp wrist committee.
so bad. And as I'm like sobbing because I just like broke my wrist, all the boys come out of the laser tag like the time is up for them, and they're about to do cake, and the team's coming out the birthday. And I was like crying to my mom. My mom goes, "This is not about you right now. Stop it."
Oh,
And
no,
I had to like
Zach.
literally like bite my lip and watch my brother like get like the birthday sung to him, and like never was consoled.
That
Get
speaks-
over it
that
and
speaks
move on.
volumes.
Yeah. That's how it was growing up in my house. It was a lot of like grin and bear it, move on. I think it contributes to a lot of the reasons why I am the way that I am today.
100%. I'll agree.
Yeah, it's a good thing and a bad thing. You can't sulk. You got to move on. And guess what? I was fine,
Yeah.
but I needed a minute, and I
You
didn't.
needed a minute and maybe an extra.
The minute that I got was them singing, and that was my minute. I got to process by myself while they sang. But I remember that ice cream cake. Actually, that was an ice cream cake. It was an ice cream cake. That was a good one. I just think our campers need to be aware that if you have someone in your family that has a winter birthday, you need to make it special for them, because whatever you're complaining about your summer birthday, it's always going to be 10 times better. This episode of Camp Counselors is sponsored by Factor. Warmer, sunnier days are here, campers. The birds are chirping, the blob is inflated, and I'm feeling healthy and fueled thanks to Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Campers, we love Factor. We've been fans of Factor way before we had this sponsorship. Now you can meet your wellness goals this summer thanks to their menu of chef-crafted meals. Every fresh, never frozen meal is dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Choose from a weekly menu of 35 options, including popular options like Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, or Vegan and Veggie. Also, discover more than 60 add-ons every week, like breakfast, on-the-go lunch, snacks, and beverages to help you stay fueled and feeling good all day long. What are you waiting for, campers? Make today the day you kickstart a new healthy routine. Head to factormeals.com/camp50 and use camp50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next box. That's code camp50 at factormeals.com/CAMP50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next box while your subscription is active. It feels like there's a major leak of personal information every week. It happened recently with some major phone and healthcare companies. Data brokers use their grubby little hands to get your data legally from public tax records and credit card companies. Then they have the audacity to sell it to banks, predatory lenders, scammers, and more. Not only that, but they are profiting off of selling your information. They are so ugly for that. That's why we're excited to partner with Aura. Aura is an all-in-one online safety solution that helps protect what information about you and your family is being sold without your consent from these data brokers by automatically submitting opt-out requests on your behalf. Aura also monitors identity theft, financial fraud, and other online threats before they happen. I don't know what happens in the dark web, but I'm scared of it. Aura scans the dark web to look for your sensitive information, and if anything is found, you'll receive an alert in real time. For a limited time, Aura is offering our listeners a 14-day trial plus a check on your data to see if your personal information has been leaked online, all for free when you visit aura.com/trust. That's aura.com/trust to sign up for a 14-day free trial and start protecting you and your loved ones. That's aura.com/trust. Certain terms apply, so be sure to check the site for details.
Attention campers, please meet at the old flagpole under the tall pine for morning announcements.
Welcome back to Morning Announcements, campers. This is the part of the show we share news articles with you that you might have missed that we want you to spread like wildfire. I love my story this week. What about you?
I like it. I feel like I might be a little late to it. People may have heard it, but I don't care because it actually has a part 2 that is new. That just
Okay.
happened.
An update, if you will.
Yes.
Let's hear it.
I'm going to wait till the end for the title. Liz McGuire. Yes.
Like Lizzie McGuire?
Like Lizzie McGuire.
Oh my God.
Was at a Blue Jays game in Toronto last Friday night, well, whenever this was written, sitting on the third baseline talking to her friends. The Blue Jays were playing the Tampa Bay Rays, and it was late in the inning. Bo Bichette, that sounds like a fun name. It's Bo Bichette, but it sounds like Boba Fett.
I thought it sounded like a Star Wars character, Boba Fett. That makes sense. Okay, I'm
my
I'm right
God.
aligned. See, I am quirky and nerdy.
Okay, so he is the Blue Jays shortstop, and he was up to bat when he fouled off a pitch. The ball was fired over the protective netting in the lower bowl of the stadium and behind the third baseline where Liz was sitting with her friend. And at the exact moment when this was going on, Liz had briefly turned her head away from the field to talk to her friend, didn't see the foul ball coming towards her at 110 miles per hour, and gets hit right in the face, like just above her right eye. Everyone around her starts like freaking out, making sure she's okay. She was immediately attended to by medical workers at the ballpark. But she decided to stay in her seat and watch the rest of the game because she was like, you know what? It sucks. It is what it is. It happens sometimes. I want to see the rest of the game.
I would have left immediately in an ambulance, tears, calling lawyers, suing somebody. That is my biggest fear. We went to the Dodgers game. Every time a foul ball popped up, I screamed.
Yeah, it was too much. It really got scary sometimes.
110 miles an hour. Did she have a concussion?
Okay, wait. Right after she was hit, the ball starts like rolling down the seats in front of her. Another fan picks it up. The girl, the other fan, starts to walk away with it, and the crowd starts chanting, "Give her the ball. Give her the ball."
She
Everyone's
stole
like,
the ball?
didn't give her the ball, ran off with it. What a loser. That is
What a loser.
loser behavior. So after the game, though, a bunch of kids kept coming up to Liz and offering Liz their bobbleheads that they had waited, some of them for hours in line to get because they were limited edition that night. Liz did not take any of them because she's a kind person and isn't going to steal from a child or a woman who got hit in the face with a baseball at 110 miles per hour. The kids were offering her this kind gesture later in the game, and this one loser of a fan was not. And it does kind of, I mean, she's a champ for staying, but it does suck that the Blue Jays ended up losing to the Rays 4-3. Sorry. When she's walking out of the park, she took a picture of this. Her forehead started to swell. And I know everybody's like, goose egg. And it's like, was it a goose egg or are you just being drama the way that I was? No, this was a goose egg. It looked like a prosthetic put under her face. And she was so swollen, she did end up going to the emergency room. She was scanned for facial fractures And in the following day, she suffered headaches and nausea. But when she went back for her test results, luckily the CT scans were clear. She did not even have a concussion somehow. And then Liz posted to X, which I'm going to continue to call Twitter.
I'm still calling it Twitter. Like, I'm not doing this.
What do you say if you're like you're not tweeting anymore? You're Xing?
That's so embarrassing to rebrand one of the biggest apps in the world. That was bizarre. Okay, it has to stay Twitter. It's still Twitter. Now it has an X logo. I'm not doing this.
Oh, yeah, the logo too. I'm sorry.
Lame. It's so boring.
It looks like the Crackle nail paint that was popular like 15 years ago.
Oh, it does have that weird kind of
Crackly
speckled filter.
For what?
For what?
Ilanya. Okay. Back to it.
Ilanya, you gotta rest those little toes.
Okay, so she posted these two photos side by side, and it was the one right after the game when she had the giant goose egg on her head, and then a black eye that forms a couple days later along with the photos. She tweeted, "Hey, at Blue Jays, I got my face mashed in by a 110 mile per hour foul ball off Bo Bichette's bats. I didn't even get the ball. I even stayed till the end of the game. Can you hook any way you can hook a girl up?" So what I'm gathering from this, and this was loosely referred to in here, was that yes, the medical team at the game came to her aid and was like, "Hey, you should probably go to the hospital," whatever. She was like, "No, I'm staying for the game." But there was no follow-up after that. I feel like the least they could do is like have somebody come to her and be like, "Hey, come to like another game. Like, sorry about that. Let's follow up."
Yeah, 100%.
Because then they acted like this was what in their plan, because the Blue Jays spokesperson came out and said that the team had reached out to McGuire and invited her to an upcoming game. The team also offered her a ball signed by Bo Bichette. Quote, "Fan safety is a priority, and the Blue Jays have numerous precautions in place to ensure a safe environment for all fans at the ballpark," the team said. I mean, I get it. And you kind of like, you're going to a baseball game. It happens sometimes. And she wasn't salty about it.
Because what can they do? They're going to put everyone behind plexiglass.
Yeah, no, I get it. But I think they're just trying to, they're like, we didn't reach out to her until she tweeted it publicly and it got traction.
Yeah, crisis management.
Yeah. But the Blue Jays weren't the only ones to reach out to our sweet Lizzie McGuire. She also received an email from Topps, the trading card company behind baseball cards.
Oh.
Did you ever have any baseball cards? I knew you weren't into sports, but I feel like you liked collecting.
Do you really think I ever opened a baseball card?
Did you collect any kind of card that wasn't a Pokemon card?
I didn't collect a goddamn thing. I collected pine cones and sea glass. I swear to God. I used to help my friend look through his Yu-Gi-Oh cards to find the Blue Eyes White Dragon because it was an activity. I didn't collect a goddamn sports card ever.
I had so many Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Did you have a baseball card?
Oh my God, I had so many. Daryl Strawberry. I also loved Dan Marino. I also think Daryl Strawberry, sorry, I'm going to move on in a second, but I think he was like retired by the time I got the card. I think it was an old card, but I loved it
We
anyway.
looked him up and he was very attractive.
Okay, so Topps.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride to Topps.
I think they should do like a drag queen baseball card and call them Bottoms.
Oh my God.
With 2 M's.
If there was drag queen baseball cards,
are you kidding me?
I would have all of them. See? There's just not a queer audience that I need to collect queer things.
That would be fun. I'm going to look into that. Rupee, if you're listening, doll. Okay, back to it. That was so weird of me to say. Edit that out. So they asked Liz for permission to use one of her images on a custom card.
Oh, so fun.
Naturally, she obliges, and Topps produced exactly 110 copies of her personalized baseball card, which was a nod to the speed of the ball that smashed her in the face.
Okay, funny.
And sent all of them directly to Liz. They weren't selling them. They were like, they just did it for her, and that was that. The official Topps trading card have a picture of Liz in the Blue Jays gear with a large lump on her head, as I said before, and under her name, it says like her name and the date she got hit with the ball, and under it says, "Fan wears 110 mile per hour foul ball like a champ." She loved it.
Oh my God.
She was all about it.
Yeah, I would frame it. Like,
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So what she did was, now again, she has 110 of them, but she listed, at least right now, 4 of the baseball cards on eBay. And at the time of this recording, I checked this morning, one of them had been purchased. I don't know how much for, but the other 3 have nearly 200 bids and are up to almost $2,000 each.
You know, like every single fandom and like, so Toronto, there's someone out there that's like a huge Blue Jays fan. So they're like, hey, I need this piece of like pop culture.
And since it's an official card that there's literally only 110 in print, that's rare. She also said a percentage of the proceeds that she's making from this are going to go to the Holland Bloorview Children's Hospital since, quote, getting rocked in the head is real. And it was the children that showed up for me first. That's so sweet.
That is so sweet.
Isn't
I love
it?
that. Very thoughtful.
She's also offering up an autograph on the cards by request at no additional cost. And despite the injury, Liz is undeterred. I cannot read today. Liz is undeterred and planned to return to the Rogers Center later the following week, which actually already happened. And she did go back again to see the Blue Jays play the Chicago White Sox. Go team. It was a freak accident, she said. I'm not going to let it shape my outlook of the fandom.
Yeah, now she's a fan for life. She's like, I have my own custom cars, guys. Like, you can't stop me. She'll be like a celebrity. She's going to get like season tickets now. Like, this is going to be her personality.
Yeah.
As it should. It would be mine too.
And the interviews that I saw her in, because she did do like local radio stations and stuff that for some reason, I mean, I know it's like what we would want to talk about, but it's not what the people want to hear. But that her name is Lizzie McGuire, and I believe she's 40 now. So she was like, I was 16 when that show came out. I'm from Canada. We didn't know what it was, but like she thought that the show was going to go under the radar. She's like, it's not going to pick up. It's like a show called Lizzie McGuire. Who would watch that? And she's like, yep. Now everybody asks me about it. And with this story coming out, even more people. That article is from the New York Times by Jesus Jiménez, I believe. And it's titled, A Fan Was Hit by a 110-mile-per-hour foul ball. Now she's on a trading card.
Fantastic story. Thank you for contributing to today's morning announcement.
Thank you for listening. So you've got a story as well.
It is so cyberly connected to your story. It has nothing to do with sports, everything to do with collector's items and the shirt you are wearing.
Well, I did. You didn't tell me the details of your story, but you did tell me what your story was about. So for our listeners, I'm wearing a Dinosaur Land shirt from our visit to Dinosaur Land in
Winchester, Virginia.
Yeah.
That place was freaky.
It was something.
It was all like 1960s paper mache life-size dinosaurs. Some of them are really great. Others were really scary. If you were anywhere near that place, run. Don't walk. Their gift shop is also incredible.
I know. And then somebody stopped me like a couple days later. And we weren't even in the state or near it. I think we were in Philly. And somebody stopped me because of my shirt. And he had like a young son. And he was like, is that worth going to? And I should have said no. But to me, I was like, oh my God, it's so fun and fantastic.
But they have Google.
Yeah. And I wonder if they ever went.
Yeah.
We had fun. We did. We were the only people there.
We were driving by. I would never go out of my way to go there. But if you were within earshot.
Yeah. Check it out.
If you're just passing by.
Shout out Dinosaur Land. Okay, so your story.
My story is titled Dinosaur Hunter Stumbles Across $1 Million Find. This was on the BBC.com by Stephen Smith. So a man named James Cooper and his family live in Colorado on top of a geological feature known as the Morrison Formation.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Have you?
No.
Okay, well, apparently it's a pretty big deal. It's a stretch of sedimentary rock dating back to the Jurassic period, which covers 600,000 square miles of the western United States. And he's a professional fossil hunter.
Oh, wait, is that the same as a paleontologist?
So no, because I think it's more of like a thing that it's like a passion for him.
Oh, he's like boots on the ground running.
Which I kind of love. It's like, listen, like if you know what you're doing, like he didn't get the degree.
Yeah, but you're doing the field work.
Exactly.
I got it.
I think he just like knows everything about it, but just doesn't have like the doctorate degree.
Let me in that caldera. Like give me a little paintbrush. I will help.
He's boots on the ground.
Yeah.
So this area is rich in dino bones.
Dinosaurs love skiing.
So the Morrison Formation is to dinosaurs what California was to the nuggets of gold in the mid-19th century. So it's kind of like the spot. And Jason Cooper was always obsessed with dinosaurs as a kid. So the article mentions like a theater buff. This is like he moved there to find dinosaur bones like a theater buff would move to Hell's Kitchen. in New York.
Okay, got
It's
it. So he is living there on purpose.
Like he's got to be close to the action. Like this
Yeah.
is the Broadway of Dino Bones. Is this part of the United States?
Oh, that's fun. Good for him.
Yeah, and like every area of the world that has dinosaur bones have been found at, like they're kind of like, I don't want to say breeds. That's not the right word, but like certain types, certain species are in certain spots.
What are the other ones besides Jurassic?
Well, that's a Jurassic.
Cretaceous.
Well, that's that. Now we don't know. And the thing about us, we didn't go to Dino School.
No.
We went to Dino Land.
We went to Dino Land.
We're not good in a classroom. We're good in a gift shop. But that's something about these two counselors. So he owns just under 100 acres. And in the past dozen years, he's pulled 10 dinosaurs out of them.
Entire dinosaurs?
On his own land.
Shut up.
I know. So it was his 45th birthday. And when his friends asked him what he wanted to do, he declared the best gift would be a new dinosaur. So they set out.
That wouldn't have happened if he had a winter birthday.
Exactly. It wouldn't have, and it would have happened if he didn't move to the action. You know what I mean? Because he's living on the property. He's like, okay, I'm here. And as they walked up and down the side of the mountain, Mr. Cooper spotted a femur bone sticking out of the rock wall.
Is there he just has all this land? How crazy. And it's huge, 100 acres.
Yeah, but it's 100 acres of his own land.
I know, but it's like there's so much land that you own that you just haven't explored yet. That's like fun.
I guess. And also it's like, it's the femur doesn't look like, it looks like a rock, kind of. You have to really have that, like, that eye.
My femur doesn't.
Well, it's a human femur. That's scary. That's SVU ass. That's Olivia Benson in Central Park seeing a bone in the woods. This is like, it almost looks like a stalactite. Stalagmite, I'm not sure. It's giving stalaggy.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying, like, because it's crazy. It's like a femur sticking out of the ground.
And it would look like where a normal rock would be.
Yeah, it just looks like a rock. It's like, I wouldn't know that was a dinosaur bone.
He says, I'm a profesh,
He's got the eye. So he goes, we looked around. My friend saw some vertebrae. It's like, how did you declock that? I said, oh my gosh. Okay, ally. This is turning out to be a really great birthday. No, he's married. I'm sorry, that was fresh.
Well, gays can be married too.
I saw. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Hey, is he gay? Doesn't matter. Okay, he's just a dino lover. I saw the spikes of a tail sticking out and a couple of the big plates on its back. I could tell it was still curled up. I know.
It was sleeping.
I know. Mr. Cooper dubbed it Apex, which they meant like named it, but you know the Brits, they get crazy. So they named it Apex because its formidable dimensions would have made it a dominant animal in its environment. I don't know if I've said what kind of animal it was yet. It's a Stegosaurus.
Oh.
Pretty traditional. Like,
yeah, that's a classic dino.
yeah, it's not the one with the big neck. I don't really know how to describe it. We'll throw a picture up on the Instagram and the YouTube. But I don't, how would you describe, it's so classic.
I honestly don't know if I know a T-Rex and
it's
I
like
know
this. It's like a little it's a kind of triangle.
I would have to say like a rhino.
No, because you're thinking of that one. That's not the one.
No, that's a triceratops. Baby
yes.
Bop. She was a triceratops.
Yeah,
that was my bitch.
It's not her, and it's not the one with the long neck, and it's not T-Rex. It's like fourth in the like popular, but you would understand if you saw it.
Yeah, it's bronze medal.
Yeah, so after the fossil hunters had recovered as much data as they could about like where Apex was found and its bones were taped. Oh, so after they like did all like the site work, right? And they like dug it out, its bones were taped up in protective jackets made of plaster and burlap and lifted onto a trailer. Back at Cooper's dino shop. See, that sentence right there, they don't really go into it too much there, but like if you own a dino shop, this is not a hobby anymore.
Yeah.
There is something going on there. This feels almost business-like.
Does he have an online shop? Because I'd love to peruse.
He doesn't, because I don't think, like, when you're at this level, baby, you're not working at Etsy. You're working with collectors, okay? So
okay.
we're going to get into what's going on next with it. So we'll see. But I like that. Back at Cooper's dino shop, Disney's eating that up. They're like, yes. Work began to clean and reassemble the Stegosaurus. Fossilization meant that the bones had to be encased. So the bones were encased in rock, and this was a painstakingly like long process to remove to like lay bare the animal skeleton because the bones are in rock. You guys.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. I'm looking at what you're looking.
Such a classic.
The
dino.
scales on the back are triangular.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, and the whole shape is kind of like a big hill.
It's like a mohawk.
Oh, yes.
It's
Dino
a
mohawk with small head though. Keep that in mind, you guys. So, but the bones they're in rock. Did you know that? I thought they'd be in clay and putty.
What do you mean? It's in Iraq.
I know. I feel stupid. I was
Well, wait.
I was not a dino kid.
Hold on, really quick.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of the dinosaurs you see in museums.
I don't do this right now.
No, I'm not going to, but
Okay.
are fossils, which like there isn't bone anymore. It was like basically like a clay thing like you're talking about. So the bones you're seeing aren't real bones. They're like taken from a mold that was in Iraq.
Well, I believe these are the
So
bones.
this is like legit bone.
These are legit boning around. He's in the dino shop and he's clocked in. I would picture him having a little chisel, a little hammer, like really like clicking away at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Lorna Doone.
So what do they have to do? They have to like cut out giant sections of rock.
Laura Dern, I mean.
Oh, so, yeah, not Lorna Doone, Lorna Dern. And they're so similar in name, origin, and how I picture them both to look. So, yeah, he's shipping away. So, Apex, I also, can I be fresh for a second?
Please.
I hate the name.
So that's like
He
not
named
a
it Apex.
Okay, so that was the given name. He could have named it
Anything.
Bradley, Susie, and he said Apex.
Yeah. Baby Bop, what's the girl's name?
Baby Bop. Hey, yo, Baby Bop.
Hey, yo,
Fuck you
Baby
and your EP. Who's guessing this hoe? BP? Thanks. 1, 2, 3 to the Nicki Minaj blinks.
Okay, so maybe we'll just name the dinosaur Nikki.
Yeah.
So Nikki is 70% complete, which is incredible for a dinosaur, especially a stegosaurus, said Cooper. So apparently, this is interesting, no one has ever found 100% of a dinosaur skeleton.
I'm aware.
But 70% is a really good, especially for a stegosaurus. So
If he's telling the truth.
Jonathan,
No. We're going to continue the story.
This is a good stop part because there's more to the story, and I think this is a good time to bring it up. I thought you've brought it up before, but we have a newer audience, a bigger audience now. Jonathan is a flat earther when it comes to dinosaurs.
Do not put that on my name publicly ever. I'm not a flat earther.
No, you wear that shirt that says "If I'm flat."
I do have a shirt. Yeah, no.
No,
That's
you
not
don't
about
believe
that.
in
I'm not a flat
dinosaurs.
earther. What I have to say about dinosaurs is there's a lot of lies that we have been told about dinosaurs. And I'm not just being silly. Look, guys, look up the Bone Wars. This is actually really, maybe I should like do something like a video or a TikTok or something about the Bone Wars because I feel like people don't know about it. Essentially, there was a guy in Philly and a guy at Yale, which is Connecticut, I think,
Yes.
right? And think of it like the space race, but for discovering species of dinosaurs. So people were just finding out about dinosaurs and dinosaur species, and these two guys hated each other. They were both paleontologists. They were both professors. And they did so much harm to each other's personal lives and attacking. It's actually like so gossip doc. The one literally planted dynamite at the other guy's site. He's like, I don't give a fuck about the like actually discovering those dinosaur bones. I want to destroy your life. I want to destroy what you have going on. It was really crazy.
You know what it reminds me of?
Why?
The Hugh Jackman movie that I loved.
Oh, The Prestige.
It kind of is like
Is it
giving.
The Prestige?
It's The Prestige. It's kind of giving prestige, but
Yeah.
dinos. Wait,
It
is
was
there?
not The Prestige.
Yes, it is. It's The Prestige.
The magician one.
Yeah, it's
for
The
our
Prestige because
listeners.
that's like the trick.
Yeah.
The Prestige.
Literally, it was very much like that. But they were really racing against each other to destroy their lives and be the one to come out on top because they were both older. And the guy from Philly ended up finding more. But one of his discoveries was the Brontosaurus, which is the long neck, the one you were talking about. You know what they found out?
I don't want to hear it.
The dinosaur never existed. Because
says who? Says who?
it's factual because, and it makes sense if you think about the race that they were doing. They were pulling bones from either some species that they had found or regular reptile heads, and they were just stacking them together in something that would look like an actual animal. They weren't the real bones. They were all fossils that they had like made in plaster. So it makes sense. They're trying to be the first one, and who's going to fact check the only two people who are this knowledgeable about it? So it's not that I don't believe in dinosaurs. I just think that a lot of the information we were told and a lot of the species we think existed didn't, because like you said, 100% of a dinosaur hasn't been found. I'm not saying because I haven't seen it, I don't believe it. I just think there was a time when they just wanted numbers. They just wanted numbers. They didn't care if it was like a real thing.
Do you believe in dinosaurs? Yes or no?
Yes.
He paused, you guys. And isn't that interesting? Because I think it's easier to live a life where you just believe.
and I love Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah.
That silly girl. But I mean, like in actuality, I don't know. I have my qualms with it.
So do you think
the
the story is fake? Should I just stop telling it?
No. I think it's real, but it could also be like, I don't know. It could have been like a weird reptile.
Well, if Cooper hears us, he's sending us a cease and desist. So I hope you're happy.
Don't you dare.
I'm just joking. Okay, so let me get back to the story.
Okay.
So Nikki didn't appear to have any damage. Oh wait, this is interesting, but you're not going to believe it. So what does it matter? Nikki, the dinosaur, when they were like going through her body or whatever, they didn't see any damage from like any fights. They can usually tell.
Oh, maybe was she young? She was shy.
No. So the only indication of wear and tear was that its lower vertebrae had fused with the pelvis, an effort of arthritis, suggesting the Stegosaurus enjoyed a long life before an eternity in the ground. So she was vibing.
Oh.
She like lived her life. She was no one had an issue with her. She didn't fight anybody. She got arthritis because she was that old.
She could have had like spondylitis.
Yeah, I don't know. That makes me happy because like
Yeah, she like lived her thing and like everyone was like, there's Nick, like just let her go.
yeah, and it's interesting. We've only been like finding dinosaurs for 200 years now. Not that long.
I know.
So now it will be carefully disassembled again prior to the long and steady haul overland from Cooper's spread to the dealing rooms of Sotheby's in Manhattan, where Apex will be put back together and go on a show to the public and prospective buyers in July. So this is what's really interesting about the story. Usually when dinosaurs are found by a paleontologist, someone more science, that sounds fresh. I don't know. Like usually they go to museums.
I wonder if a paleontologist is like you go through the education and have like a degree in it,
And it's
then
like funded federally or something.
He just didn't, but he doesn't need it. It doesn't mean that he's not qualified to do the work. He just he found her.
It's on his property. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? He can do what he wants with it. So usually there's like a lot of uproar. There's a lot of uproar in this because everyone's like, okay, it should go to a museum. And he's like, I don't give a fuck, bitch. Like I'm selling it.
Okay.
So, and Sotheby's has never sold a Stegosaurus. It's the first of its kind. Other dinosaurs have been sold at auctions like this.
Okay.
But of this species, first of its kind. So it's almost 11 and a half feet tall. And from top to head to the tip of its scaly tail, it's 27 feet long. So this thing is massive.
It's but I feel like sometimes I'll watch those videos on TikTok where they'll do a human scale of like a 6 foot tall person against the dinosaurs. Have you ever seen those?
Mm-hmm.
Or like against mountains or whatever? And I'm like, wow, some of the dinosaurs were smaller than I thought.
Yeah, this isn't like massive, but I didn't think this one would be. But it's 27 feet long.
That's still big. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
So bidding is expected to be brisk and to land somewhere between $4 and $6 million. Dinosaur fossils have been desirable trophies coveted by successful tech entrepreneurs and Hollywood stars. It makes complete sense. This has caused much dismay among academic paleontologists who claim that allowing them to end up in private hands hinder scientific research and deny the public the chance of appreciating them, which I can agree. But at the end of the day, it's on his property. He's going to do what he's going to do. You know what I mean? Like, what do we say? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
have your opinion, and then
I don't have the money to buy it.
No.
Sorry.
So, Nicolas Cage reportedly purchased a T-Rex skull for more than 185,000 euros in 2007 after a bidding war with Leonardo DiCaprio, though he returned it after it emerged that it had been stolen.
What? Wait.
So
he bought it and it was stolen?
Yeah, I think what happened was it was like sold on auction, and then it came out that like the auction didn't acquire it.
Where was Leo?
Leo didn't matter, Leo.
No, I'm just saying who stole it.
No, he gave it back because they found out that it was stolen.
Oh.
Like the two of them were going out.
Reading that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They were competing. Nicolas Cage won, and then he's like, "Yeah, I got it." And they're like, "Actually, this was illegally found or something."
And that doesn't make the case look any better selling it to celebrities. That looks bad.
Well, Jason Cooper defends selling the Stegosaurus he found, arguing that he and his critics are essentially on the same page. He said, the collectors and philanthropists who purchase these dinosaurs might enjoy them at home for a few years, but then they have the fossil named after them and give them to institutions. Cooper says he has donated to public collections himself. So it's like a big pissing contest. Like I'm gonna have it in my like living room.
That's what I'm talking about. It's so rare that the Bone Wars, it's still going on now.
Okay, if we end up at some billionaire tech fucking office and I walk in and there's a dinosaur there, okay? What am I gonna do? I'm not gonna take a picture of it?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a picture of it too. I think it would be cool and it's fun. In theory.
I get it. You know what I mean? I think if someone wants to purchase it and they want to donate it, so it's called the Leonardo DiCaprio Stegosaurus, like whatever. Everybody wins at that point. So hopefully it does get given back at some point. But who are we to police the dinosaurs? Okay, like I wasn't out there, boots on the ground working. He just worked his ass off. He found it with his own eyes. You know what I mean?
Very true.
So I don't know. So when the hammer comes down on the sale, Cooper will be back in dinosaur country looking for more fossils, some of which he will give away to public collections. Of course, they're not exactly scarce where he comes from. He compares finding dinosaurs to another childhood dream that sounds almost as improbable. It's like looking for gold coins, except you know where the king's counting house used to be. Isn't that interesting?
So clever.
So it's like if you know where to find them, go. And the rest of us, like, I'm sorry, I don't think I'm going to find dinosaurs in Brooklyn.
And he said that publicly too. He's like, I show up
props.
Competition, like you can buy the land. I feel like I'm kind of stupid in thinking that I thought that any of the dinosaur bones that would have been found by now.
Yeah, I think we just don't know a lot about dinosaurs. You are over here, you don't even believe in them. So
not completely, but I mean some of them.
If they're selling them for 46 million, Jonathan, there has to be some sort of scientific proof that it is real. No one would purchase that without any sort of insurance or like shadow of a doubt.
I just think that there was less species than we think. I think that's how I'm trying to word it there.
Yeah, and the most quintessential gorgeous one from Land Before Time you think is a lie.
I know it's a lie. It is literally the scientists and
Campers,
the
is that breaking your
paleontologists.
heart?
And I'm sorry to break it to you, but somebody's got to wake you up from this dreamland you've been living in. Did you ever watch the show Dinosaurs? It was like, I think it's a little before your time because it's a land before time. Wow, that was really good on my part.
Is that the one that they're like puppets?
Yes.
My dad loved that show in the 80s.
So do you know about the end of it? How it ended the last episode?
Yeah, isn't it like the meteorite hits the ground?
No, they reframed it kind of a little more fictionally and they blamed it kind of on the dad. And it was so sad. From what I remember, it was like snow coming down, or maybe it was ash, but they kind of randomly, abruptly ended the show. And it was really sad where the dad and like the baby was like, what's going to happen to us? And the dad looks at the family. He's like, I don't know, but you're not going to be left behind and forgotten or something like that. And then the entire like dino cast dies.
Well, that's kind of what happened to the dinosaurs. No one had a warning. You know, a meteor came and it was like, bye.
Yeah, but it could have been, well, I guess Bluey was pulling the same shit. But
yeah, there's really strong correlations between those two shows, isn't there?
There are.
Grab your bug juice and bear spray, campers. It's time to pack it up and take a hike.
Welcome back to Take a Hike. This is the part of the show where we bitch a little and we tell something to take a hike. Really quickly, what I'm going to tell to take a hike, I was talking about goose egg on that girl's head. I have a zit on my neck that looks like a goose egg. It's on this side. I can't believe it. It's from my razor. My razor like pulled one of the hairs. Sorry guys, I'm just like pissed about it.
Is that a junior take a hike or is that your take a hike?
That's a junior take a hike.
Oh, like a JBC.
Junior bacon cheese, if you will. So my take a hike, what I'm telling to take a hike, what's pissing me off is the sorority squat.
Oh, okay. Let's hear about it.
So I feel like everybody knows what I'm talking about, but for our campers who don't know what I'm talking about, it's the pose that people do, mostly women, but not always, and gays.
The gays love it too.
Yeah, and
I
the
love
gays.
it.
So it's like if you're in a group photo of people, it's usually the people, you know, to make room for everybody, they'll stick their butt out and like put their hands on their knees. You know, it's like a mime taking a shit is what it kind of looks like. And how it originated is, I'm assuming, in a sorority house a la Zeta Beta Pi. And, you know, all the girls got to get in. So it's a big group of people. You got to fit it in one picture. So everybody's, you know, layering yourselves as you do. But I feel like I've seen so many pictures. And this part's kind of on the person who's taking the picture, where there's space, so much space, for nobody to need to do the sorority
Well, it's
squat.
not a flattering angle for anybody, truly.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. And also you're 35 and in finance. Like, I think it's just a habit for a lot of people in posing for a picture. And also it's an easy pose. You don't have to think about standing up. You kind of like, actually, wait, is this becoming my crush of the week really quick?
I always do it in a group setting as a bit. I'm like,
yeah, as a bit.
Yeah, but then it's like, then I get the bad photo. So it's like, I'm not really winning here long term. You know what I mean?
In a group photo, I'm always in the back because I'm taller, but I'll stand on my tippy toes to, like, you know, so you can see my whole face. But yeah, I think it really is just honestly a habit of people over time, you know, women just trying to make space for everybody else, make everybody comfortable.
If you don't know how to pose in a photo, aka me, there are a lot of great resources out there. You can go on TikTok and just search how to pose in photo. You're laughing, but I'm telling you, it's the truth. There are so many great, simple little hacks and tricks. Lowering a shoulder, one foot in front of the other, dropping a hip, and your body shape can completely change. So if it's something that you kind of go to naturally because you're not loving like a full body length, there are other ways, because I don't believe it's really doing anyone favors to put the hands on the knees and pop the butt out. You know what I mean? Unless you're dropping it low at the club.
Yeah, or if there's like a child that you're squatting
Yeah.
down to take a picture with, that's different.
At Mima's funeral by the casket, like
Yeah.
just stand up, guys. Seriously, you're wearing black linen. It's wrinkling quickly.
But I've seen so many of those videos because I don't know how to pose, honestly. You know me. I have one pose, and you're pretty good at telling me, like, you know, what not to do, but I don't know what to do
that
because
was fresh.
I've watched. Why?
You're pretty good at telling me what not to do.
No, because because I ask you.
Well, 'cause
that
you-
did sound fresh.
You do pop this one foot every time, and it's giving Anne Hathaway in Princess Diaries.
And sometimes you can't see it in the picture. Like when we took pictures at the Plan Brie Uncut podcast, I had so many pictures where you couldn't see my leg. I looked like a flamingo.
yeah, because you're like, you love to just like walk the plank.
I don't know what it is. My body just it's my sorority squat.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, guys, if you felt personally victimized when I said that, I apologize. I didn't mean it, but you still look like you're taking a shit. So let's figure it out
Yeah, let's figure it out
together.
together.
Let's grow together.
So we're actually going to do a class this summer at camp.
Squash the squat.
Squash the squat, and we're going to have a professional poser come in, and he's just going to yell at all of you, and he's going to get you guys your custom pose. So
And then he's actually not who he says he is because he's a professional poser. And we thought he meant a poser as in posing for photos, but
Mhm.
no, he's a professional scam artist who is actually a paleontologist.
thank you.
So what are you telling him to take a hike?
I'm telling people that pretend to be late for something before they record a video on the internet to take a hike.
Give me a demonstration.
Like, oh my God, I have to leave the house in 5 minutes, but I'm going to do my skincare routine real quick. It's like, I do not believe you. I think you're lying. I think this is a really weird thing to do for engagement. And if you are going to be late, but you feel the need to record yourself to make yourself more late, I don't think that's a good quality in a person. I think tardiness is really something that makes me upset. I hate being tardy if I'm ever late. It's killing me more than it's killing anybody else. And the people who share, like, have no guilt in being late, I think that's something you need to reflect on. It's a really poor quality in my opinion. But then to then record yourself doing something that irritates me so much really boils my blood, because either I think you have no care about anyone around you, or you're doing it for fake engagement. Both equally lame. So which one do you want to pick? I just hate it. And it's such a common trope now on the internet. It's like, oh my God, dinner's in 10 minutes, but I need to show you this curling iron. It's like, okay,
Link
why
in my
didn't you do
bio.
this before?
Literally. And if you show up to dinner late that I'm at and I see that video of you in the same outfit and you're saying I'm late to dinner and that's why you're late, it's not because you were running behind, which I can forgive. I'm a forgiving person. But if it's because you were making a video, get ready with me, like I'm all set with you.
No, everyone is human, right? We all have reasons to be late. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who like are terminally late. Like, it's all they do. It's like a part of their personality. It's such like a laughable BS to me. It's like, oh, so you just don't care about anybody else. And if you're late to a restaurant, I pray. If you're late to a restaurant because you were making a video, I pray that they give away your table. I really do.
That's fresh.
Because now you put the server at risk for not making money that night.
Yeah.
Because now they're holding a table for you because you wanted to make a TikTok video with your new Halara skirt. And that's just embarrassing for everybody involved.
It's the most selfish thing you can do, honestly.
Yeah. Oh my God. I know people personally in my life that are like late to everything. I'm always like, God, what is wrong with you? You have to think about other people because now everyone else is waiting for you. For what? But when the video's involved, it's like salt in the wound.
And it's definitely an eye roll because I can tell when people are like,
It's all fake.
You just reshot that.
It's all fake.
Like the dinosaurs.
So which one's worse? That's how Jonathan just said.
So which one's worse? I'm going to say yours.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause
going
mine-
to say mine too.
Yeah, I'm going to say yours 100%. Why was I struggling with that? No, yeah, we're going to solve our sorority issues together. And you just need to stop filming yourself and being late for things. Just show up, please.
Love that.
Do you think the new counselor likes the top bunk or the bottom bunk? Over.
Either way, I'm giving them my boondoggle keychain. Over.
Welcome back to Camper Crush of the Week, campers. Okay, we're leaving the negativity in the past segment and we're bringing light and love to the next one.
Love and light, bitch.
Okay. Okay, Jonathan, who are you crushing on? What are you crushing on? Who's getting a snog? I want to hear it.
Money booths. And for our visual listeners, it's like a telephone booth that's filled with money that they turn the fan on and it just breezes around everywhere. And you have to catch the money in under 30 seconds and you get to keep it.
Where are those?
That's what I'm saying. Let's bring them back. Bring them to camp. Oh my God, we'll fill them with wasps. So I remember seeing it for the first time. Crystal Lake, Illinois, West Elementary School, 2nd grade.
In
Oh my
the
God.
flesh?
In the flesh during an assembly. A lot of 2nd grade talks today, my God. But yeah, one of my friends volunteered to go into it. I don't remember what it was for, but I remember it was real money because the second they turned that fan on, I had never seen so many dollar bills in my life. It felt like that scene in Harry Potter with all the envelopes, but
Yes.
in currency.
Were you screaming?
Oh my God, I was freaking out. I was like, where's Richie Rich? This is crazy. I knew that there was like an armed truck parked outside with the rest of the money in it. I was like, there's got to be high security in the school right now. It's probably like $100 in there. But anyway, she did well for herself. She made like $11, which she later used the Scholastic Book Fair.
What was her technique?
Not a good one. I think she was just jumping up and down, trying to like grab the ones above her. I just remember being so excited for her. I was like, go ahead, get your $11. I could never though. I feel like I would love the attention on a stage where like know a script and I can like own the room. But when it comes to a competition situation like that at that age, inside of a booth where I'm running the risk of my shirt flying up, are you kidding me? I would rather die.
Yeah, put a sports bra on. You'll be fine.
Yeah. But there was the video that you were talking about that. Are you talking about the girl who like went like this?
No.
How would you even describe what I'm doing? It's like catching a football or closing a locker. I don't know how to explain what I'm doing. But basically she put her hands in front of her.
Against the glass?
Yeah. And like
That seems illegal.
Well, then maybe it wasn't against the glass, but she was going like this and it was just collecting the money. Like you don't chase the money will come to you. I don't chase, I attract.
I saw the girl I'm talking about. She put her hands above her in like a dome shape and like let the money come to her as well.
Oh, a different technique.
Yeah, and like slowly started to curve it into her body to like kind of cradle it a little bit. Yeah. If I ever had the opportunity, I would 100% do it just for the fun. I have been in a similar machine without the money.
What was it?
When I was a little girl, there at the mall, there was a tornado machine.
Oh, I remember those.
That's kind of like the same thing.
It really is. It's just without the money.
Yeah, and it like simulates a tornado, and like it's just in the middle of a mall hallway.
And
you
you're in a category 4
you're
outside
like,
of Claire's.
$5, and you're just like screaming at the top of your lungs for mega fans to come on you, and then it ends. You're like, that was crazy. Like, what the fuck was that? And why did I see it the first time and be like, I need it? I really believe it was open on the bottom, so it was like the mall floor on the bottom.
Oh, probably, yeah.
So it wasn't even like completely enclosed.
No, that's
and I was
crazy.
screaming.
Yeah, I know you were, absolutely. You made it to the Hurricane 7 or the Category 7 though?
I don't know if I did. I'm sure I went as far as I could.
Yeah.
Wish there was dollar bills flying around, but I would absolutely do that. That's so funny and silly.
What a ripoff though. That's like the complete opposite of what I'm talking about. It's like you give us $5. You're going to go in there and you're not going to get anything when you come out but a bad hair dye.
I have the story and I don't think I was ripped off. I loved it.
So what are you, is that your crush? That can be your crush.
Not this week.
All right, what are you crushing on?
I'm crushing on the drive-in experience.
Okay, like a movie.
Yes. I've just been craving this sort of summer fun. And I was like just thinking about like what do I love about the summer and what's summer specific. And to us here on the East Coast, I feel like drive-ins are very summer. I believe in warmer climates, they could be all seasons. But did you have drive-ins that were summer drive-ins or like just, I don't know, or did you go to the drive-in in the summer growing up?
Not growing up. I only went to one once with my friend Kiko, and we went to the double feature of The Nun and the Megalodon, I think, the giant shark movie. And we fell asleep during the second one. I was like, that was too much.
I know, it typically happens.
Yeah, double features a lot.
I used to go to the one called the Rustic Drive-In.
Oh, how
It
rustic.
was in Lincoln, Rhode Island on 146, and it was so fun. And it's probably like 45 minutes from where I grew up, so it felt like a real treat to go.
Is that the one that we were at the red light next to? Like the old one that still has the sign outside and it's all, oh, wow.
It's got 3 screens.
It had.
It's still open.
Oh, I'm talking about the one that was overgrown and
Oh,
scary.
not the one in Fairhaven.
Oh.
That's an empty lot.
Oh.
See, that's the thing is they're a dying breed, and we need to get out there and support them this season.
Yeah, we should honestly. Like, I think it is fun.
I think they're so cute and fun, and they're pretty economical if you think about it. Because I don't know how everyone else did it around where they grew up, but the ones around me, you pay by the car.
Okay, so they searched our car because they charged per head, and you couldn't have alcohol.
See, okay, first of all, boo, 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 boo. What the hell? I can drink if I want to drink.
Exactly. Like and they're not really searching.
Well,
they're
if you're
like
driving,
16-year-olds.
don't,
They're like, yeah, true.
Yeah, but no, this was you pay by the car, and I remember the concession being way cheaper than and they had hot dogs, like a hot dog hut.
Oh my god, I'm probably walking tacos.
Yeah, I think it's really great. And then you think about like all the pluses here, like you're sitting in your own car. Okay, I think that can be very comfortable. You can lounge.
Kissy, kissy, sucky, sucky.
Exact. Well, maybe not that. And then also like you can talk a little bit. You know what I mean? You're kind of confined.
Yeah.
You can like chit chat. Or if you're really sexy and amazing, like you can open up the back.
That's what Kiko literally rented a car so we could do this.
Oh, see, that was you guys made it expensive.
Yeah. And we popped, it was a hatchback, just like me. And yeah, she popped the back and we laid out in it.
Yeah, the problem is with them though, is that usually they're double features. That's pretty typical. Like one will be like a newer movie and then like an older movie cut to supplement that kind of are in the same wheelhouse. But they usually start at sunset, 8:30. By the time the first movie's over, it's like almost 11. And then they play another one. It's like I am not built for 2 movies in a row. I've gone before and only seen the first one. I don't feel bad about it.
Yeah,
I
as
pay
long
for
as
both.
that's the one though.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes they put the better movie after.
Well, I looked up what they're playing this week.
Okay.
So Screen One is doing Garfield and Wonka.
I want to see Garfield, but I hate Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
So would you go see Garfield and Wonka?
Yeah, no.
Next one is that movie If and Kung Fu Panda. So we're looking at baby movies.
Movies for freaking babies.
If apparently is flopping in the box office, and there's a lot of mega talented people that are doing the voices for it, and it's still flopping.
Yeah, I heard Garfield had the worst opening week since 1995.
Ugh,
Memorial Day week, sorry.
poor
opening week.
Garf.
Well, that's a lot of pressure. Like,
I know, but he's a great cat.
loves lasagna.
And the third section was Furiosa, that new Mad Max prequel, sequel, who gives a fuck? And then it partnered with Kingdom of Planet of the Apes. To be honest, none of these 3 screens are screaming to me this week, but that's the beauty of the movies. There'll be new ones coming out soon.
Very true, very true. We should go to one. I like going to see a horror movie at them. The one time I went was a horror movie, but I feel like that's like the vibe of it, you know?
Also, horror movies are typically shorter, so that seems more fun. They should do a comedy and a horror together. That would be so great, because I don't need to see 2 slashers back to back.
Yeah, laugh and scream.
Laugh and Scream. The Laugh and Scream special.
There you go.
Wait, we'll do that at the camp, you guys. That'll be so fun. Yeah, I think they're really fun. The downside, it being a little late. The rest of it, it's an upside. And it's just something different to do.
Yeah, but I mean, it's in the summer when it's, the sun isn't going down to like 8:30 for it to be really dark. And you can't do it during the day.
I know. All 3 of these tonight start at 8:30. The first movie. Oh my God. And the trailers. You're not getting out there till 2. What song's been stuck in your head all week? Welcome to Camp Songs. Welcome back to Camp Songs.
I just had a spider on me.
Was it real?
Yeah, I'm freaking out.
It wanted to hear your song.
And now I don't know where it is. I'm
Oh my God,
scared.
it's literally laying eggs in your ears.
Don't, because
No.
I have been having hard of hearing.
I can see it in your ear. It's waving a flag. It's
This is
saying, I'm
not-
home. Oh my God, it literally moving in. It has a U-Haul. Why are there boxes?
This is what I deal with, everybody. Help.
I don't see a spider on you. I just see it in you. It's different.
Okay, well, it's giving scary story around the campfire, and that's not what we're here to talk about.
It's looking for fossils. This is the part of the show where we share what song has been stuck in our head all week and what song has been stuck in Jonathan's spider's head all week.
Now I feel like I'm like itchy. It's somewhere.
Are you okay?
Oh my God, yeah, I'm
we
spooked. I'm
pause?
scared. No, I think we're good to go.
Why don't you go first?
All right, well, my camp song is a gay anthem, if you will. 360 by Charlie XCX.
Oh, fun.
I'm everywhere. I'm so Julia. I cannot stop singing it, and I will not stop singing it. It's been out for like 3-ish weeks. Her album's coming out soon. If you're listening to this in the future, how's the album? Are you loving it? Are you listing it? I'm excited for it.
I'm excited too. So I have heard, oh my God, the rumors about everyone's ticket sales are so bad right now.
That her ticket sales are bad?
I heard that her and Troy's are not doing well. They're selling out in major cities, but not in like the smaller cities. Like,
What's going on? Do people just like, is everyone, and I'm not saying that as to be like, what's wrong with people? I'm just curious, like, why are
I think
everybody's ticket
concerts
sales
are
bad?
just too expensive. They didn't used to be this expensive. I saw Nicki Minaj and Lil Wayne when I was 15, decent seats. I don't think we paid more than $60.
In 4K?
Yeah, what does that mean?
I'm just kidding.
No, but I'm saying like, why are baseline tickets now like $200?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean? Because like it's like, okay, how bad do you really want to see them?
Right.
Because it's like you have to, you know, it's a big outing. But I'm excited for her. I'm excited for them. I think they're a
Oh,
great
you know
duo.
what, too? I feel like a lot of people, sorry to cut you off, but now I'm just like, my gears are going. Like Taylor Swift, I feel like some people just are really invested a lot of money into that. And like that was kind of their live music that they can afford for the next year or two because her tickets were crazy.
True. And if I'm gonna go see someone now, like the bar is so high for production, like you kind of have to bring everything you can do.
Right.
I need at least 6 dancers. Pink brought it.
Pink brought it. Princess Girl would bring it.
Pink had no problem with her ticket sales. She
No,
was
she didn't.
packed.
Okay, so this song, oh, the music video. I wanted to talk about the music video. Did you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch it really?
I saw the clips of it on TikTok.
Okay, so I watched the whole thing. It was a star-studded event, and by star-studded, it was like studded, but it still had a lot of really cool people in it. It was shot in 3x4. I'm like, what a fun way of being retro, because everything else is like 16:9, which is like the widescreen, situation. But this was a classic tube TV 4x3. So they're like vaping over an old man in a hospital bed. They're drinking wine at the gym, struggling to parallel park. It's just like, I identify. Julie Fox is in it. Chloe Sevigny is in it.
I love her.
Emma Chamberlain, which I didn't know and was surprised by. Quinlan Blackwell, Chloe Cherry, Blizzy McGuire, and so many more. That's what I wrote down.
And so many
more.
Yeah, she got the girls, she got the gays, she got them all together.
And then the remix was released. As we record this, it was yesterday.
Okay.
Robin.
The Robin?
Robin and Young Lean, which...
Where's Robin been?
Where's Young Lean been?
I don't know who that is.
I feel like Robin kind of pops her pussy every like couple of years or something.
Bulletproof Robin?
No, that's La Rue.
Oh, Robin.
I'm talking
as in,
about
like,
Robin.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where's she been, by
Yeah.
the by?
Robin is watching you kiss her. Ooh. Yeah, she's so Pride Month.
But her verse in it, I didn't write it down, but she's like, I've been shaking my tits since 94 or something. Like when her first album came out, I was like, we were just talking about that. Like, is she a camper? Is she not a camper? I'm freaking out. But Young Lean was like, I think it was Bandcamp. He was like a Bandcamp rapper from like a different country.
You're just saying words.
I
Love it.
totally forgot he existed, but it was I listened to him like 2015, 2016, and it really wasn't that great, but he had a song called Gatorade that I was into. But other than that, I just thought he was off the radar. A random person for her to put in this. I don't know. I thought she would have been like an LGBTQIA alphabet city person to help out. Maybe he is. I don't know. But it's worth listening to. I like the original better than the remix, to be honest, which sucks because I love Robin.
Yeah, well, there's space for both.
Yeah, I guess. So what song stuck in your head?
The Louvre by Lorde.
The Louvre.
Melodrama was just an incredible sophomore album for her. It really was. It tickled me in ways I needed to be tickled. I needed to be coddled. I need to be held. I need to be laughed and kissed with. And this album really did it for me. I Am Your Sweetheart, Psychopathic Crush, Drink Up Your Movement, Still Can't Get Enough. Like the song really feels like when you first meet someone those first few like weeks and like you're in total infatuation. Like it's so fun. This song came out when I was like 21, 22. So it feels very of that time for me in a really exciting way. Like I have attachments of memories just with that whole album. It came up on like a playlist for me like the other week. And I was like, wait a minute. This is so good. And I think it has one of the best lines ever. They'll hang us in the Louvre down the back, but who cares of the Louvre? Like, that's like how she described the relationship. Like that's just that exciting. Do you want to make a guess on who wrote it with her?
Why did Simon and Garfunkel come to my head?
No.
Who?
Jack Antoff.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, of course he works with her.
Is he a billionaire?
Good question.
How he has not stopped work. This was 2017.
Yeah, I mean, he's a
With
poet.
Lana, with Lord, with Taylor, obviously. But
Yeah.
he just works with everybody.
Hasn't worked with me yet, but
Yeah,
my phone number is below.
Check your spam. It might have went to spam.
Could have went to spam.
I like how there's a 60-second outro in the end too. It's kind of very rock and roll.
I skipped that part.
Why?
I don't know.
It just feels like it brings everything together.
I think I'm just ready for like that green light.
Yes. That's a great album, and I think that song's really fun and nostalgic for me, but in a really positive way, and it gets me excited and happy and in love. So
Yay.
we'll have to play it later.
I haven't listened to it in a while. Let's play it later.
Yeah.
I liked that album. You know how I feel about the first album. I've already talked about it on this podcast, but that album, not a single skip, the first one. But this one, I liked that one too.
I think the second one is also equally good. You can't really compare the two. Later works have been a little bit hit or miss for me, but who am I? I don't work for Pitchfork.
What's the butt cheek one? The
Solar
Eclipse.
Yeah, the butt cheek one. Oh, that's the album cover with her butt cheek.
I love that cover. It's so fun.
Oh,
and
I planes ahead. I think that's Lord.
She literally heard me say that.
She's got the machine guns.
Don't do it, Lord.
She's doing Lana style with the gun.
Please, Lord, no.
I think that's all we have for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Camp Counselor Podcast.
If you enjoyed it, give us a 5-star and a review wherever you can. We would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for all the influx of the new reviews. Thank you so much. Doesn't go unnoticed.
We'll be here next week. We'll be here the week after. We'll be here forever. And with that being said, lights out, campers.